This was part 1 of a 3-part video that was forcefully rushed due to Deltarune. Tomorrow. You may call me Mr. E. Throughout this work I will deliberately misinterpret the legend of this world, Deltarune, to uncover its possible meanings. Let us begin. Chapter 1. The Queen, the Lord and the Man. As evident by the subtitle, we will discuss the next prophecy panels. The Queen's chariot cannot be stopped. The Lord of Screens cleave dread by blade. The Flower Man, trapped in asylum. It is consensus among most that they refer to Queen, Tenna and Astlore. While that is valid, it is not the one and only possible interpretation. And that is very, very interesting. Let us divide by cases, covering them one by one. The Queen's chariot cannot be stopped. When one sees this prophecy panel, one is brought back to chapter 2. Just to be reminded that Queen's chariot was stopped. Thus, the usual reading became that it hints at breaking the prophecy. And this is the litmus test, the central thesis, for this work. Whether 11 years, 11 days or 11 hours, Deltarune is waiting. The legend of this world is unchanging. Now, you may ask, if not that, what is the glass telling us about? My answer consists of a series of questions. Is there anyone else akin to the role of a queen? Does she have a chariot or something close to it? And is there any event where it has free way? So, what is a queen if not a female political figure? Also, as of today, a pageant denotes a show of human vanity. However, in its original context, the word described a wooden wagon, used to convey actors through the streets to reenact Holy Scripture, particularly around holidays and festivals. The Lord of Screens cleave dread by blade. A similar situation occurs within this panel, as mentioned in the intro. Cleave is a contronym, by meaning both to cut and to put together. This distinction is present within Deltarune, in Wingblade's dialogue. By assuming the Lord of Screens refers to Mr. and Tenna, two divergent interpretations manifest, depending on the meaning. By adhering to put together, the prophecy panel reads, Tenna was put together in a red fashion, by a blade. Conversely, by selecting to cut, it preserves the standard reading. By dropping the assumption that the Lord of Screens is Tenna, the second choice would be Astlore's TV screen. pointing to these panels taking place at Chapter 5. However, there is a third unconventional choice. You. After all, what are you playing Deltarune on? This is not the first time the video game plays with the idea of a screen. As you may have guessed, this hints at a fight between Chris and you, which likely fits within the weird route. And at last, but not least, the Flower Man, trapped in asylum. While anyone could easily interpret this as ask more, it is likely a misdirect. For one, would it not be sensible to call him the Flower King? However, my proposal has no strong evidence, aside Jackenstein's maze. Yet I want to present to you my most educated guess. It is hidden in plain sight. The boss of Chapter 5 will be the Golden Flower, turned into a man. This is possible, as seen in Chapter 3 with the cactus and some enemies in Chapter 5. Also, Asgore's flowers have been called captive, or in other words, trapped. Not only that, they are in asylum, due to them being preserved. If I were to guess, the flower will lock Asgore inside a giant castle tower, inverting their roles. This would be a subversion of the Beauty and the Beast. As a flower, now turned man, holds the beast captive until their curse is over. I am inclined to assume that the position of Asgore will be similar to K-Round's, due to them wearing the same kind of crown. This also gives leeway to an Asgore fight, as he would be under a spell. Locked inside a castle, forced to fight children, waiting for a curse to end. Not only that, but after defeating him, you would fight a flower. It could even be the case that it looks like Ralsei, or Chris, a prince and a pauper.